Ohio State inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, FaceTiming top recruits, showing them the atmosphere, the environment, the standard of games that Ohio State plays in. Jared Curtis, On3's number one ranked quarterback, was one of the prospects that got a FaceTime call from several staffers at Ohio State. Buckeyes trying to make up ground there for Jared Curtis.
And that is great. That's a great job of leveraging winning the national championship to immediately go talk to Jared Curtis in 2026. Because if you don't know, I do a lot of class coverage, and I absolutely love the Ohio State 2025 class. Like, I love it. I think Tavian St. Clair is going to be a dog. I think he's going to come in and probably push for that starting quarterback role immediately. Now, I don't know what that means for Jared Curtis, because I don't think he's going to want to sit behind a guy that's going to start for 2, 3, or 4 years straight. But this is a great job of leveraging your success to get more success, to repurpose your success to get future guys. So, dang, they did it
again. Now, quarterback never an issue under Ryan Day in Ohio State. It's been a long time since Ohio State's run out with a question mark at quarterback, and they're certainly not going to for years to come. And they're not going to be worried about quarterback for quite some time, with young Julian saying right to take the reins at some point here. But they want.
I'm not a big fan of Julian saying, nothing against him, but the few times I've seen him play this year, he threw the ball in the dirt. So I think Tavian St. Clair, I think it was an open competition. It wasn't very high on Julian saying coming out of high school. I thought he was overranked, not overrated, but overranked. I definitely think Tavian St. Clair, if it's an open competition, can come in and push for that starting role, especially with Aaron Nolan leaving and going somewhere else, I believe. Y'all let me know if he didn't, but I think Tavian St. Clair could come in and push Julian Saying for that starting role.
Want to get guys that can push the room, guys of that caliber. Jared Curtis, certainly of that caliber. Right before we hopped on to record this show, we're recording on Tuesday because of the holiday yesterday, Tyler Atkinson hits me back, the number one linebacker in the country. The win showed resilience. He's talking about Ohio State. I can relate after coming off my own state championship win at Grayson and being overlooked and counted out by many. These recruits see media and people counting out the Buckeyes after they lose to Michigan on social media, vindicated, the bounce back, the culture, the resolve that Ohio State has. And he talked about how Ohio State believed in themselves, never going to be outworked mindset, and gave Ohio State praise. Georgia, he was at Georgia.
And Tyler Atkinson is a dude. I got a video about him on my channel right now. Like, I dropped it like a month ago, maybe not even that long ago. Tyler Atkinson is a dude. He is absolutely probably the best, linebacker to come out that 2026 class in the state of Georgia. And Georgia's loaded with talent at linebacker. He's the best one.
This past weekend again, Georgia's considered the favorite right now in the process, but Ohio State's been in the top 2 or 3 for quite some time for Tyler Atkinson. Now they got another national championship to maybe add an inch or two in their efforts to land him. Darius Gray, the number 4 interior offensive lineman, Josh, he raved about Ohio State again. We talked to him after the semifinal win, talked to him after the championship win. He talked about the standard of Ohio State football. It's the best you can get. I'll let you jump in here, but Albert Hill, the number 1 corner in the country, said the title is very big. I'm happy for them guys. Their season showed me how you can have ups and downs, but never settle for less. Ohio State's battling Oregon, Texas A&M, Michigan, and some others to keep Albert Hill home. But winning a national championship, Ohio State, they got the financial backing. They got the play on the field. They got the player development. They got the culture. And now they got the national title, the crystal ball, to help recruit some of these elite players in 2026.
Yeah, I love you hitting on all these number ones. We got number 1 Ohio State. We got number 1 Tyler Atkinson. We got number 1 Albert Hill. Let's keep with that number 1 theme. Number 1 wide receiver Chris Henry Jr. He was down in Miami with you this weekend at the Battle 7-on-7. Talk to Ohio State fans just about your conversation with them, where things stand. We know Oregon continues to try to make a push here. What was Chris Henry Jr. saying?
So before I let him go, you got to realize Ohio State is winning every recruiting class. They got Jeremiah Smith last year. They got Tavian St. Clair, Naeem what's the little the big cornerback out of Texas. They got Jared Curtis coming down. They got Tyler Atkinson. They are winning at the top of these recruiting classes, man. Most of these kids going to turn to first-round draft picks. Jeremiah Smith, first-round draft pick. Tavian St. Clair, first-round draft pick. So, hey, man, they just keep hitting, man. If you an Ohio State fan, this is a great time to be an Ohio State fan. As a Georgia fan, I can't stand y'all, but as a college football fan, I love it. Not a big fan of Ryan Day, but you got to tip your hat to him to be able to enter his name in next to Urban Meyer and whoever else won national championships at Ohio State. So shout out to him, man. I can't even really be mad, bro. Shout out to y'all.
Well, all the right things about his commitment to Ohio State. He said it's going to be real hard to flip him. I'm real locked in with Coach Hartline, the program in general. They develop receivers there. And then certainly he was very active on social media last night following Ohio State's win, called Ryan Day the best coach in the country. Again, the way Brian Hartline prepares the receivers to play, gets them right mentally to go out and compete and maximize their talents and abilities is what stands out about that relationship. But he's going to be at Oregon this coming weekend. It's going to be a massive recruiting weekend for the Ducks. Chris Henry, part of that. And he's been there a couple of times. He's keeping them warm. And there is some buzz that the Ducks are a very legitimate threat to flip him from Ohio State. He likes Junior Adams. He likes Dan Lanning. And he pointed to the season that they had and the coaching staff and the way that they've put their players in position to win week in and week out. He also said he likes LSU, Tennessee, Texas A&M. So there's some other schools he's keeping warm. Oregon remains the biggest threat to Ohio State. He's going to be at Oregon this weekend, but he did say he wants to get back to Ohio State in the near future too. And I know he's feeling juiced up and excited about the Buckeyes national championship.
I ain't gonna lie, man. These Chris Henry highlight tapes, these plays look pretty good, man. Like, how do they keep? I mean, I know they spending money. They spending that money on because you're done if you ain't spending that money on. Ohio State spending that money on. And I know a lot of fans don't like when people bring up the fact that they have a $20+ million roster. I mean, you don't like it, but it's true. I mean, are they the only team with a 20+ or a $20 million roster? No, but you are the one that have a $20 million roster in comparison to Notre Dame, who got $5-10 million roster. It's still a lot of money, but I don't see what the negative is. I mean, you winning, that's the ultimate goal. It's just people gonna say, hey, bro, y'all spent $20 million to win that championship. I mean, you won it. So I mean, what you mad about? It worked out. Because Oregon spent just as much money or more, and they lost. Texas spent just as much money or more, and they got lost. They got bounced. So you won, bro. Of the team that spent all that money on, y'all won.
Well, there's one more number one I got for you that I want to hear about. That's number one running back Savion Hyder. He's been making some visits, but he had to be impressed with the way Ohio State utilized those running backs in the championship game.
Yeah, and you can tell if you're an Ohio State running back, they find a way to get you the ball in a variety of ways, and they can utilize multiple backs along with multiple receivers. The offense is that fast-paced, that explosive. Everybody eats. Savion Hyder said it's huge to see how they pulled through adversity to become national champs. It's exciting to have the opportunity to play for a championship team. And when you look at the schools he's looking at the strongest, you have Ohio State, you have Georgia, you have Tennessee, and you have Michigan. You have 3 playoff teams from this year. Then you have last year's defending national champs. So winning is important. Culture is important. I think Ohio State's got a little bit of ground to make up with Savion Hyder, but they're right in the thick of it.
In the thick of it. So advocating on Ohio State's behalf. If you are a college football recruit, transfer, JUCO guy, if you watched the national championship game, which I'm sure you did, you saw a team put on full display that we can feed all our weapons and everybody can get touches. Jeremiah Smith got a touchdown. Ibuka got touches. Both the running backs went crazy. Will Howard looked amazing. So, I mean, defensively, hey, man, defense stepped up. I mean, Jack Sawyer, TJ. What's the 6'3", 6'4", 250-pound linebacker, safety? He went crazy. So, I mean, if you were a college football recruit, just looking at, I talk to a lot of these kids every day. If I was a college football recruit and I saw that display, I said, yeah, they know how to utilize my talent. And on the flip side of it all, think about this. there's going to be a huge exodus of talent out of the Ohio State Buckeyes roster. One, mainly because they're about to get drafted. They're going to graduate. Graduation drafted. Ohio State is probably going to have the most draft picks in this upcoming draft class. They just going. They definitely have probably the most first rounders. Most first round, hand down. So there's going to be a lot of people leaving. And with that being said, there's going to be a lot of vacancies for returners, for freshmen to come in and compete for a starting role, i.e. Tavian St. Clair, who is 6'4", 225, and is probably, in my opinion, the best dual threat quarterback in the 2025 class, in my humble opinion. But yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't really feeling it because it's Ohio State. If this was Georgia, I'd be happy. Georgia won a national championship, got the #1 class, got the #1 this, #1 that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be a little bit better. But shout out to Ohio State. Y'all deserve it, man. You took a lot of heat over the course of a season, and you came out on top. You came out on top, man. I appreciate y'all for being Oregon, because I told everybody Oregon was a fraud. Frauds. And I was right. Y'all let me know what you think of this in the comments below. I'm out.